In today's video, we're going to show you the importance we're placing on Ethereum's analysis and this wedge that we can now map out. At the same time, there's significant relevance in this critical level we're currently observing. Solana, on its end, has also experienced key moments that we'll be closely following. And of course, we'll highlight the importance of this structure on Bitcoin's chart and why we consider the breakout of BNB's recent structure to be a crucial event. On the screen, we have the Ethereum chart on a daily time frame. Take a look at how we're at a pivotal point. This line I'm marking here is no less than the guideline of a corrective pattern we've previously seen. Notice how we have the initial impulse followed by the corrective pattern, and now we're at the brink of a breakout. So what are we expecting? We're expecting a replication of the original impulse we previously observed. But for this to happen, this key level must break. Let's zoom in a bit more. Switching to the 4-hour time frame, what do we see here? We're witnessing a bullish Z. As we've mentioned in previous videos, this Z emerges from a complex corrective pattern that has adjusted the prior impulse. This Z allows us to map out a wedge, and as you can see, the wedge hasn't collapsed yet, meaning the Z is still very much alive. So what are we thinking? That's right, we're maintaining a bullish outlook in the medium and long term, anticipating a strong upward breakout. In the short term, as we zoom in further, we might see some ups and downs. Notice here that we're considering a creek, which could potentially be retested before taking off, or the price could even revisit this defense zone before continuing upward. In either short-term scenario, I must tell you, our medium and long-term perspective remains bullish, so we continue to stay optimistic. Now, let's move to Solana's chart to examine its current extreme levels. Why is this happening? Look at the last high. It's a high that has been reaffirmed, and the price instantly reacted. Zooming into a 1-hour time frame, let's see how this high was reached. We observed an impulse, followed by a channel, then a range, culminating in a climactic action. This climactic action confirmed historical highs. And as usual, after a climactic action, we anticipate a 2-leg correction. We saw the first leg here in this zone, and after a brief pause, the second leg followed. Notice how the first leg was slightly larger than the second, meaning this 2-leg replication didn't unfold exactly as we expected. So what do we anticipate in these situations? Since the second leg didn't fully replicate, we're now considering the possibility of a contrary breakout in the current structure. What does that mean? Yes, you guessed it, the breakout of this downward channel, which could then lead to a breach of the critical zone we've been discussing. Also, take a look at how we're still protected by this defense zone. This invites us to think that we remain bullish, and that, as long as this area holds, the market is signaling us to maintain a positive outlook. Now, let me show you the BNB chart and why we consider this upward breakout to be so crucial. But first,
welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity.
On the screen, we have the BNB chart in the 4-hour time frame. Something we had been anticipating for a long time has finally happened. To give you some context, we've been working with this creek as part of an accumulation structure that gave us what is known as a flat correction pattern. This flat pattern is designed to confuse and mislead us, and trust me, it's succeeded in doing so. Once the pattern's purpose was fulfilled, what we had been waiting for happened, a strong breakout to the upside. Why is this breakout so critical to us? Because this flat correction marked an extreme market condition for BNB, coinciding with other assets also being at market extremes. In this case, BNB might be leading the way, hinting at the strong bullish moves we are expecting across the rest of the market. Now, let's analyze Cardano. We're looking at the 1-hour chart, and here's why we're at a market extreme. A few months ago, we experienced a bearish accumulation process here, which eventually delivered results, pushing the price downward. But before that, it established a defense zone. This defense zone is precisely what's currently preventing the price from falling further. Why does this happen? It's because there are sellers here, and they don't want to see the price drop below this point. This defines a market extreme. And what happens with defense zones? When a defense zone is broken, it's broken with significant force, because losing the zone means those sellers are no longer defending their positions. Without anyone holding the line, there's nothing stopping the price from continuing its upward trajectory. So what are we going to focus on here? That's right, this defense zone. But first, let's zoom in a bit to get a closer look. Here we've moved to the 4-hour chart. This impulse corresponds to the breakout of this creek, and at the same time, aligns with a bullish Z. As you can see, the C is still intact since its guideline has not been broken. While it's not drawn here, we could easily track the Z with a wedge. This wedge will help us determine when the Z collapses. However, this collapse doesn't imply a drop or disaster. Notice how we're still being defended by this zone of support. So as long as this area holds, our outlook remains bullish. Now we have Polkadot on the screen. Polkadot is also at a defined market extreme. Why is that? Look, we're right at the edge of a creek, which appears to have already broken. This creek corresponds to an entire bullish accumulation process. So yes, we are expecting this creek to break strongly to the upside. Also, notice how the strong upward impulse that brought us to the edge of the creek is linked to the breakout of the bearish wedge we were monitoring. We were waiting for it to break upward decisively, and it did just that. What else can we see here? Well, this impulse is a Z, and as you can tell, it's still valid since its guideline and support zone remain intact. Therefore, our perspective is still bullish. Here we can see the beginnings of a strong upward impulse. However, this isn't definitive just yet. It's still small and recent. Given the size of this structure, we can't validate the breakout with just this move. So we'll give it time because the breakout needs to be abrupt and noticeable. As I mentioned, other assets are likely to assist in confirming this, which is why our cross-analysis approach and focus on key structures like this support zone are so essential. Now let's analyze Bitcoin to see why it too is at a market extreme. But before we dive into that, let me remind you that access to our private Crypto Insight Premium community is still open. Every day, we host live sessions analyzing the market in real time where we look for daily opportunities to buy or sell, as the market consistently offers these. Joining is simple. Open an account with Bitnix or buy DFI using our referral code. Deposit a minimum of $100 in cryptocurrency into your Bitnix or buy DFI account. Next, you'll need to complete the form I'm showing on the screen. It's very simple, and once you've completed all the steps, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. You can find the form linked in the video description and in the pinned comment. Don't hesitate to join this amazing community and get access to our live daily analysis sessions. Now, as promised, let's analyze Bitcoin and see why it's currently at a market extreme. First, we've broken out of this macro structure, this macro channel. Not only have we broken the macro channel, but look here, we had an initial impulse, followed by a pause or correction, and we're now halfway through replicating that original impulse. What we're expecting at Crypto Insight is the continuation of this bullish move to complete the macro replication of this significant upward impulse. What's happening now? If we zoom in and analyze this move closely, you'll notice that after breaking out of the structure from a bearish channel, the market failed its rettest, which injected strong bullish momentum. We're currently tracking this move using the defense zone I've marked here. So you know which key structure we need to monitor to keep this bullish momentum alive. Here, as always, cross-analysis with other assets will be crucial. As I mentioned earlier, BNB seems to be leading the way for this move. It's vital to pay attention to which structures are confirming or breaking, as this helps us better understand the entire crypto ecosystem. If you enjoyed this advanced technical analysis, let me know in the comments. Also, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future analysis. Share this video with your friends and other trading and crypto communities so more people can grow in their trading strategies. Best of luck with your positions and see you next time.